We're going to go through this pretty quickly. We've already been about an hour in, but I definitely wanted to get the power rankings in before the season started. Talk about where teams are sitting, some teams that maybe are too high, some teams that maybe are too low. So we'll start with the top 10, and I'll list them out for everyone. We have Philadelphia at 1. We have the Baltimore Ravens at 2, Detroit at 3, Kansas City at 4, Buffalo at 5, Minnesota at 6, Green Bay at 7, with the addition of Micah. This is a power ranking from Frank Schwab of Yahoo Sports. So I think he updated it, or I'm pretty sure they were 7 before the trade, so they might be a little higher. I have to double check. Tampa Bay at 8, which I kind of like. Los Angeles at 9, even with the loss of probably one of the best linemen in the game, whose name is escaping me. And yes, and the Washington Commanders at 10. So, Adam, give me your thoughts on this top 10 list. Do you think some teams are a little bit higher than they should be, a little bit lower? Give me your feedback on this.
So my issue with power rankings, especially with power rankings preseason, right? When you rank teams based on what they did before, right? Philly, unfortunately, as a Cowboys fan, they are the best team, top to bottom in the NFL.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. One solidified.
There's no weaknesses except for the running back that they had at quarterback. But
who threw 3 touchdowns?
I want to preface this though by saying I don't think that Jalen Hurts will always be this type of quarterback, because Lamar was the same type of situation, same type of quarterback, and look at Lamar now, right? Unfortunately, I do think Lamar wasn't. Lamar was a more polished passer of the ball.
They told Lamar to go be a wide receiver. I mean, they really did not believe in this guy.
But in my opinion, Lamar was a more polished quarterback than Jalen Hurts was. But I think Jalen Hurts will improve. The coaching staff and Howie did a great job of building this roster around the quarterback's talents, right? Yeah, like I said in the beginning, you as a coach, your job is to highlight the great things your player does and minimize the weaknesses and mask them. And Philly has done a great job of masking Jalen Hurts' deficiencies as a passer.
That's my phone. That's my ringtone. It's football related, okay? Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
It's football related. Don't flag that. Right? Don't flag us for that.
All right. I got a little nugget.
But I think the phone knew that I was talking about the running back, quarterback, and it was like,
that was
great take.
That was Jerry Jones calling. He didn't.
Wait a minute, you're not gonna down talk my trade with Micah after I just went on Good Morning America and said I take multiple players over a generational rusher. I take multiple players over a generational rusher. Anyway,
all right, let's not get off topic. So we know number 1 is solidified.
Yeah,
where I think it gets a little tricky, and I don't mean to cut you off here. Where I think you can move some teams around is maybe between 3 and 7.
No,
right?
No.
You don't think so?
I think 6 onward. I think the top 5 is proper.
Okay, so you think the top 5 is proper?
The only reason you may have a case to not put Detroit there is because they lost their coordinators, right? Yeah. And we saw what happened to Philly.
Welcome, Aaron Glenn, baby.
2 years ago when they had Brian Johnson as our offensive coordinator, and it was a total nightmare. And they had Matt Patricia as the defensive coordinator, and it was a total nightmare. Yeah. Pencil for laminated paper, man. But that should have told you right there, you're so cooked. You got a guy with a pencil for a laminated paper. It's done up.
I think the Bill Belichick tree was a complete failure, except for Vrabel, I guess, question mark.
Vrabel wasn't a coach for him, though.
But he was a player, so he had his ideologies.
No, he wasn't a coach for him.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't a coach for him. I don't know.
No, he wasn't, but he was a 3-time Super Bowl winning or 2 or 3 times.
Well, he was a player. It's different than
he was a good player.
Yeah. I think Bill was just too maniacal and ran everything his way. I think the coaches kind of just had to fall in line with his style.
Well, I don't know if you watched the UNC game, but it was
Yeah, well, because you can't coach college kids the same way you coach NFL players. And I mean,
Yeah.
we saw how hand in hand and married Tom Brady was to him to being successful. But anyway, um, when he was in New England after Tom left. But anyway, I think that I think that you can kind of start to move stuff around after 6. I think you should move Green Bay to 6, Tampa to 7.
You got Green Bay better than Minnesota, probably because they have a better
Yeah.
answer at quarterback
Well,
right now.
because
JJ's a question mark.
well, is a total unknown, right? I mean, but you have Kevin McConnell, right? Kevin O'Connell, who turned Casper the Friendly Ghost into a functional.
How many times do I have to see this happen?
Quarterback.
How many times do I have to see this happen? If Zach Wilson's going to be a starter by the end of the year, I bet you money. I put $100 on it.
Isn't he like 3rd string right now?
He's second on the depth chart.
Oh, okay. I didn't really look too much into their stuff, but yeah, I would slide.
Look at Gino.
Yeah, but Gino sat for years and learned under Russell Wilson.
Being a Jets fan is
just and Brian Schottenheimer. But anyway, I would move Green Bay to 6, Tampa Bay to 7.
I like that.
I would move Washington to 8. I would move I keep the Chargers at 9. I would then move.
So you got the Bucks at 10. Oh, you say you go up on the Bucks?
The Bucks at 7.
Yeah.
The Packers at 6. The Commanders at 8. The Lions. I mean, the Chargers stay at 9.
Mm-hmm.
And then it really gets dicey after that because I don't know what to expect with McCarthy. Right? I don't know what to expect.
Right. He gives me Zach Wilson vibes, but
nobody knows what to expect with McCarthy.
Yeah,
right? Nobody knows what to expect with him. But I think that you if he ends up being serviceable like Darnold was, then you can kind of slot it around. But I think Denver, you could argue Denver could be there. You could argue the Rams. I mean, as long as Sean McVay and Stafford are together, the Rams are always going to be a top 10 to 13 team.
Even with the loss of Cooper.
Yeah. Sean McVay is a genius. Sean McVay is a genius. And he's got one of the hottest wives I've ever seen. But anyway, and then you could shuffle it around. I mean, Dallas is understandable why you placed them at 18, right?
I think that's low.
Away.
What gives Chicago the right?
Very low.
Chicago? I mean, you look at the teams ahead of them. Seattle, Houston. Come on.
Everything is unknown, but people just like to do these things for attention, right? Frank Schwab's thing is to obviously get us, which we're doing right now, having a conversation around these rankings. Right?
So not to cut you off, but I looked at all the power rankings, and this one seemed like the most interesting because he had a lot of differences from other power rankings. This is why I wanted to bring this one. This one is a little controversial.